Onotolotelo. I want to wish the people of Fuga and Ayamu in general happy new traditional year in their traditional calendar. It is called Aduikukua Festival. Aduikukua Festival is the traditional new year of the people of Fuga and Ayamu in general. This festival is often celebrated around March every year. The one for 2026 was celebrated yesterday, Thursday 19, 2026. This festival is called Aduikukua Festival. Aduikukua literally means the feast of waste disposal. Waste disposal here is figurative. It is not the physical waste. Talk about waste of grievances, disagreements, quarrel, pains, griefs, waste of offenses. You offend people, people offend you, you be keeping malice. And this festival offers the opportunity for you to settle whatever grievances you have with people around you and reunite with them and rekindle the love, the unity that dwells among you. So it is called the Feast of Waste Disposal, Aduikukua Festival, by the people of Ayamu Fuga. Now this festival is very, very peculiar. It is not the kind of festival that you see, that we have. After this festival, we are not expecting that rain will soon come for people to, start cultivating again. This festival is under the control of a sective family in Ayamu. You go to the people of Okolini. There is a community called Okolini in Ebadi. So there is a family that is in charge of this festival. They determine the day it will be celebrated. First and foremost, they first of all pick a date for this festival. And that date is often picked on a certain traditional market day, a market day. Having that day fixed, everybody now expects the day is coming. And on the eve of that festival, there's usually a movement of masquerade, the Ukwe masquerade, called Iriabana. Iriabana will move from their quarter to the river Obe in the dead of the night. We used to enjoy the sound of that, masquerade every year, as people will be waiting, eagerly waiting to hear the sound. From miles away, you hear that sound. And anybody who is privileged to wake up at that night will go and wake other members of the family, say, Iriabana Festival, Iriabana Masquerade, Iriabana. You want to hear the sound. Hearing the sound alone gives you joy. And it is on record that only people of Okolini are permitted to get involved in this masquerade movement. Even though they invite their friends, loved ones to come and keep the night with them, to drink and celebrate, proud to the movement of the masquerade. When it is about time for the masquerade and the people to move in the dead of the night, every other person will need to retire back to their home, while only that community would take off with the movement. And it is on record that nobody is expected to sight or to see these people. According to history, oral history, that if you see these people, either by chance or by any means, it therefore means that next year you will see them again. Effort must be made for you to see them next year, otherwise that it wipes away generation. I don't know the trueness of this belief, whether it is fiction, whether it is exaggerated, whether it is something that was done to just keep the culture sacred, I don't know. But this is what we know about Iliabana. Now, what are they doing with that movement going to the river? The movement to the river symbolizes taking the waste in the community to the river and dispose the waste there, so that the community will be renewed, so that the community will be free from negativity, so that the community would have opportunity to start afresh. At the next day morning, which happens to be yesterday, 19th of March, the common and popular greetings among the people is Onotionotelo. If I see you say Onotionotelo, you will respond by saying Ewe Amamo. The other person or both of you will now say Aduikukua Aduikukua. What are these chants? Onotionotelo means it shall be henceforth the goodness upon goodness. You will not say Ewe Amamo means only good things, only favor will fall in places for us. The other one, Aduikukua, which means we have gone to dispose, evil waste. The other person will say Aduikukua, which means we have disposed them. No, now disposing them on the river means that the river has taken them away. Those wastes are no more with us. Don't forget that earlier on I told us about wastes. I told us those wastes are the offenses, the grief, hatred, malice, fights, disagreements. What are those things that have stood between you and your neighbors, your friends, your communities? Now, this day of Upe affords you the opportunity. Going beyond symbolism, you have the responsibility as a person to go and meet whoever that you have disagreement with and say, let us settle our scores today. Even communities, they use this opportunity to settle community rivalry, community disagreement, conflicts. The Upe Festival affords so many marriages, so many broken homes to experience reconciliation. Whatever it is that you have against anyone prior to this day, on this day when such person comes to you, you will have no choice rather than to just forgive and let peace reign. And this forgiveness is not something that is often be said and everyone moves on. Most of the time, after making reconciliation and cause a truce, both parties often have the opportunity to drink and wine together. And native palm wine is often the popular wine for this day. And in those days, in the past, there used to be a certain woman called Onobi. Onobi would lead a group of maidens to the river Obe, and everyone in that river will be happy. They will be swimming, bathing, and catching some funds, both boys and girls. People take their clothes, dirty clothes, to the river to wash. Don't forget it is the feast of waste disposal. So the first people believe generally when they take their clothing to the river to wash, they are literally or practically washing, taking away all dirt from their homes. So on returning from the river, Okotonobi will be leading a group of maidens. Of course, young boys, could have opportunity to join while they are singing a particular and spectacular song, which is not sung every other day. That is he, she who refused to partake in this new year, rebirth. When the rain falls, this person will experience kind of a stuckness. That is, the person will not experience growth. He who refused to partake in this new rebirth, in this new year dating, which means if you refuse to dispose your waste, if you refuse to let go those grief, those pains, those waste, it means when they start falling to meet those wastes with you again, it means you will not experience growth, you will not experience movement. So all through the day, everywhere in the community is onotilo, this is the traditional new year that we experience, and it marks the beginning of new planting season, the beginning of new year among our people. So there's usually another festival that follows immediately, which is Aduikukua Festival, which is the women cookie title, the highest title for women in our clan. So Fuga Agamo has just entered into their new year, and we wish all of us happy new year, which is Onotilo, which is it is goodness after goodness that we shall be experiencing. The people of Fuga, the people of Ayano, both home and abroad, wherever they are, I wish all of you happy new year. I wish you Onotilo, wherever you are, you shall be experiencing goodness and mercy. You shall be experiencing favor upon favor. But it places a demand on us to dispose all the wastes. To dispose all the wastes. So you already know what wastes are going with you, which you need to dispose. One important aspect of this festival is that it affords us the opportunity to do what we call Isomele. Isomele. What is Isomele? That is for gift presentation and pledging of obeisance. How do I explain that in a very simple way? For example, you are a man who got married within the people. That day of Aduikukua, you have the responsibility of taking your friends with you to go and see your father-in-law with a jar of native drink. But in these days, you can go with any bottle drink. You go and present to your father-in-law. Then you present a token, maybe some naira. You also give a token to your mother-in-law. They will pray for you. That is called Isomele. You can as well do that. You would need to also do that to your parents. Your parents will present a gift to them, and they will pray for you. Isomele. Peradventure you have issues with your wife, and maybe she has gone to her family. Of necessity, it is expected that on that day you come and plead for her, forgiveness, and you seek opportunity to take her home. If you have an enemy or a perceived enemy, on this day, if maybe you will be greeting the person all the while, doesn't respond to your greetings, on this day it is expected that of necessity he or she should respond to your greetings to show that all things are not coming with them to new year. So the Bible says all things have passed away, everything becomes new from this day. That is the traditional new year of the people of Fuga Arian, Netako Central Local Government Area of Edo State. So what are the meanings of all of this? There is no rituals involved in this festival. With the best of my knowledge, there's no rituals. So people also visit the eldest man in each of the villages or quarters to also do what is called isomele. People can, that day they gather around the home of the eldest man with drinks, and the traditional troops will be dancing and much fun will be taking place. So it's that day when people gather at the home of the eldest man and they come and do isomele. People may bring yam, money, drink, everybody will be celebrating. And that day you'll be hearing gunshots, this cannot, from the home of the eldest men in all the villages. They are celebrating. Why they releasing those guns? Those gunshots communicate a significant message that this man is celebrating, that he has seen another year. He's entering into another year with life. So people will be celebrating with those fathers, including the traditional rulers. So this feast is a very spectacular feast. I said, let me come and tell you about the people of Fuga, Ayamu, and of course the Aduikukua Festival. If you enjoy my story, please help me share for others to see. And of course, this message must go very wide. Very, very wide. My name is MC Make Him Out.